column. Right now, we are going to look at representing the inequalities on a number line. How we can represent inequalities on a number line. When representing inequalities on a number line, a line is drawn with an arrow on it representing the range of values of the solution to the inequality as follows. Number one, if the inequality has less or greater symbols, such as x is less than 3, in this case, what happens is that an arrow is drawn beginning from 3 with an open circle at its tail, showing that 3 does not form part of the solution to the inequality. So this is what we mean, that when we say this is sign less, or this is sign here, greater here, when we are representing the inequality on the number line, we start by drawing an open circle or an empty circle from where the figure starts from. Like if you have x is less than 3, you will simply draw a number line. A number line, remember, represents a set of integers. Figures on the right-hand side of 0 are positive numbers, so we can start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. On the left-hand side of 0, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, like that. So, we are saying that when you are representing x is less than 3, we simply go to where 3 is. We look for where 3 is on the number line. Then we draw an open circle on 3. Here it is, we draw an open circle on 3. Now x is a figure which is less than 3. So from where you have drawn the open circle, then you draw a line up to where you want to end. So x is a figure that is less than 3. So it means x exists there, and we have represented that inequality on the number line. This means that 3 is not inclusive. X is a figure that starts from a figure less than 3. So when they draw an open circle there, it means that 3 is not included in the solution. So that is how we represent it on a number line. However, if the inequality has less or equal or greater or equal symbol, for example, x is less or equal to 3, in this case, it means that 3 is included in the range of the value of the solution to the inequality. So, a solid circle is drawn. We simply use a solid circle at the tail of an arrow. Instead of using the open circle, we use a solid circle. That is to say, we draw a circle, then you shade it at the middle. That one is called a solid circle. We can look at an example. Show these inequalities on a number line. Show these inequalities on a number line. Part A, we have x is less than 1. X is less than 1. To show this on a number line, we start by drawing the number line. This is how the number line looks like. So we have 0 at the middle. So from 0 we go to 1 on the right, 2, 3, and so on. On the left, we have -1, -2, -3, and so on. Now, we said that if we have this symbol of less, we use an open circle. We go to where 1 is, then we draw an open circle on 1, on top of 1, like this. Now, x is a figure less than 1. So all the figures that are less than 1 are on the left-hand side of 1. So we draw a line going in the backward direction, and then we put the arrow there, and we put x here. So it means x is a figure that is less than 1. So it's a number line in that format. Part B, we have x is greater than -2. A is greater than -2. A is greater than -2. We do the same. We draw a number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. -1, -2, -3. So we look for where -2 is. So we are told that A is a figure that is greater than -2. So -2 is here. We locate -2 there. Now figures which are greater than -2 are on the right-hand side of -2. So our arrow will go to the right. We draw a line to the right, like that, and then we put A. So A is a figure that is greater than -2. We can go to part C of the question, which says y is less or equal to 6. Y is less or equal to 6. We do the same. We also draw a number line. Then we have 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we have -1, -2, and so on. So we go to where -6 is. -6 is here. We draw a circle, but we said when we look at this sign less or equal, we use a solid circle. So this is circle here, we shade it. We shade it in this form to make it solid. This is what we call a solid circle, like this. Now figures which are less than 6 are on the left-hand side. Then you draw the arrow going to the left, in this case, and then our y will be located there. So this means that y is a figure that is equal to 6 or less than 6. It starts from 6 and below. So that is how we represent it. Part D, we have -3 is less or equal to x. -3 is less or equal to x. And the x is less than 1. Is less than 1. We still follow the same process. We start by drawing a number line. This is 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. on the right hand side of 0, we have positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, so on. Now, when we look at less or equal, we use solid circle. For less button, we use open circle. So we go to where negative 3 is, then we draw a solid circle, which looks like this. We shade it. Then we go to where positive 1 is. Positive 1 is here. This is a less sign. So we use an open circle. We draw an open circle. We don't shade it. Then we join this one to this. And then we put the x. So it means that x is a figure which starts from negative 3, then it goes and then it is less than 1. It starts from negative 3 and it ends at a figure which is less than 1. So that's how we represent it. Next is part A. A is an equation which says an inequality that says negative 2 is less or equal to y, is less or equal to y, is less or equal to 4. Less or equal to 4. We want to show this also on a number line. This will be in this form. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So we go to where negative 2 is. But the sign near to it is less or equal, meaning that we use an open circle. So here we draw an open circle. Then we also go to where 4 is. 4 is on the right hand side of 0. We also draw an a closed circle because of this sign less or equal. Then you join this closed circle with this closed circle, and then you put there y. So this will be the representative of that inequality, the number line. Part F, we have 0 is less than 2, and 2 is less than 5. We also do the same. We draw a number line, put 0. Figures on the right hand side of 0 are positives. So we start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. On the left hand side of 0, we start with negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and so on. Now, then we now indicate the what? The circles. You go to where 0 is, put an open circle. Because of this sign that is less. When you go to where 5 is, put also an open circle. Because of this sign, which is less. Then you join this to this one, using a straight line, and then you write Q. So this means that Q is a figure which ranges between 0 and 5. Q is a number which ranges between 0 and 5. The 0 is not included, the 5 is also not included, but it is within there. That is what it means. We can look at example 2. In this case, they wanted us to solve the inequalities, and after solving them, we represent the solution on a number line. Solving inequalities and representing the solution on the number line. The question says, solve the following inequalities and illustrate their solution on the number line. Part A, we have 15 minus 40 minus 40 is greater or equal to 5. Greater or equal to 5. So we are going to solve it first. After solving, then we represent the solution on the number line. To solve this, we shall subtract 15 from both sides of the inequality. Solution. We have 15 minus 15 minus 40 is greater or equal to 5 minus 15. So that 15 minus 15, you get 0, you cancel. We are now left with negative 40 is greater or equal to 5 minus 15, we get negative 10. 5 minus 15, we get negative 10. So we shall divide both sides by negative 4. We have negative 40 divided by negative 4. Now, from beginning we said that when we are dividing a number by a negative in inequalities, the inequality symbol changes. If it was positive, if it was less, it changes to greater. If it was greater, it changes to less. If it was less or equal, it changes to greater or equal, and so on and so forth. So here, this inequality symbol will change from greater or equal to less or equal. To negative 10 over negative 4. When I divide this, we shall be left with t is less or equal to 10 divided by 4, we get 2.5. So t is less or equal to 2.5. So according to the instruction, they say after getting the solution, we have to represent it on a number line. So on a number line, this is how we illustrate it. We have 0, we have 1, 2, 3, and so on. This is 0.5, this is 1.5, this is 2.5, and so on. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 0, negative 0.5, negative 1.5, and so on. So we are illustrating the t is less or equal to 2.5. So because we have the less or equal, it means that we are going to have a solid circle on top of 2.5. So our 2.5 is located in here. So we draw a solid circle on top of 2.5. This is how a solid circle looks like. We draw a circle and then we shade it. Then it goes to the left. We show the arrow by going to the left and then indicate T. So this means that T is a figure which starts from negative, which starts from positive 2.5 and then goes and less than that. From negative, from positive 2.5 and less. So it starts from 2.5, then it moves to the negative direction. That is how we indicate it. Part B, we have 10 is less or equal to 20. 10 is less or equal to 20. Then minus less or equal to that? Okay, is less or equal to 5y 5y minus 15. So we want to solve this and then represent the solution on the number line. Here we do the same. First of all, we shall start by adding the 15 to both sides of the inequality. So when we add the 15 to both sides of the inequality, we shall have 10 plus 15 is less or equal to 20 plus 15 is less or equal to 5y minus 15 plus 15. The 15 will cancel. When they cancel, we shall be left with 10 plus 15, we get 25. Is less or equal to 20 plus 15, we get 35. Is less or equal to, here we now have only 5y. So in this case, to make the y, I will divide here by 5, here by 5, and then here by 5. Every time by 5. The 5s will cancel. By 5 ones, 35 by 5 is 7. By 5 ones, 25 by 5 will get to 5. So the answer will now be 5. 5 is less or equal to 7. 5 is less or equal to 7. Is less or equal to 7. Is less or equal to y. Is less or equal to y. Is less or equal to what? Y. So in this case, we now represent it on a number line. So before we represent it on a number line, 5 is less or equal to 7, and 7 is less or equal to y. We can rearrange it. Another way of writing this is 5 is less or equal to 7. Okay? Now, is less or equal to 7. Now, if 7 is less or equal to what? Is less or equal to y, it means that y is greater or equal to what? To 7. So this means we shall have 5 is greater or equal to y. And is greater or equal to 7. This is another way of representing it. So from here, we can now show it. This will be right 0, 1, 2, up to 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the left, we have -1, -2, -3, and so on. So we go to where 5 is. 5 is here. Because of the greater or equal, use the solid circle. We go to where 7 is. 7 is here. Because of the greater or equal, use the solid circle. Then join this one to this. and then good y. That means y is a figure ranging from 5 to 7. That is how they indicate it. So this is how we represent inequalities on a diagram or on a number line. So our lesson today has ended here. I will continue from there next